The episode you're about to hear about doesn't just change the sister wives' story, it shatters it. For over a decade, fans have watched Kody Brown juggle loyalty, love, and leadership among four wives. But in Season 20, Episode 2, the cracks widen into full-on war. Meri, Christine, and Janelle, Aunt's family pillars, finally stand up, and for the first time ever on camera, they turn. Not only with words, but also with receipts, accusations, and the type of explosive revelations TLC never dreamed would make it to air. Tonight, we'll take you through exactly what happened, the moment Meri confronted Kody over financial betrayal, the bombshell evidence Christine pulled that put Robyn on the defense, and the silent but destructive stance Janelle took that viewers are already labeling the breaking point. But here is the surprise. What appears to be just another fight in a living room, sources tell us is connected to court filings, hidden accounts, and power struggles that go far beyond television shows you. The question isn't so much whether or not this family can make it. The question is, was this always Kody and Robyn's plan? About holding on to power while slowly pushing the other wives out. Buckle up, because what went down in Season 20, Episode 2 is more than drama. It is betrayal, exposure, and perhaps the start of the end. And before we get started, don't forget, if you are interested in having all the leaked transcripts, all the insider information, and the entire analysis no one else is willing to report on, make sure you are subscribed with all notifications enabled, because what is about to happen alters everything. The show begins with silence that is more oppressive than words. Meri sits across from Kody, eyes sharp, voice firm, but the vibrancy of years of betrayal beneath. To fans, this was not the same Meri who had begged for crumbs of love. This was a woman with facts. She begins simply, "Kody, where did the money go?" The room is stilled. Janelle and Christine look at each other, their faces affirming what the audience had always suspected, that it wasn't a coincidental fight. This was deliberate, planned, coordinated. A coalition. Meri produces papers, receipts associated with family money. These weren't bills of a bygone era. These were documents linked to property taxes, Coyote Pass lots, and, most incriminatively, business accounts with Robyn's name prominently featured. Kody tries to brush it off, waving his hand like he's swatting away smoke. "You don't understand the pressure I've been under. These are family expenses." But Meri doesn't flinch. She leans in, her voice cutting like a blade. "Family spending does not equate to one wife doing everything while another gets the benefits. We spent 30 years building this together, and now, it appears as if Christine, Janelle, and I have been funding your dream lifestyle with Robyn." And at that point, Robyn squirms in her seat. Her typical tears don't materialize. Instead, she clamps down on a lip, aware the cameras are rolling, aware evidence held by Meri can switch public opinion against her forever. The tension is choking. Christine breaks the silence with a one-sentence comment that makes every fan's jaw hit the floor. "Meri's right, Kody. We're done staying quiet. Tonight, we show the truth." And with those words, Season 20, Episode 2 bursts into the fight that the fans had been waiting more than a decade to witness. Christine has forever been the heart, the nurturer, the peacekeeper, the wife who put her own dreams on hold to raise children and keep the family solvent. But in Season 20, Episode 2, she cracks that persona like a worn-out shell. This Christine isn't demure, she is ready. Out of her bag, she produces what the episode positions as the bombshell binder. In it, emails, bank receipts, screenshots of Venmo transfers, and the receipts that trace Robyn herself to the missing money. She bangs it down on the table, the sound ringing out like a gavel. "Here it is. The proof. I worked 30 years, Janelle. I raised the kids. Meri hustled. And all that money, all that sacrifice, wound up here." She pokes her finger towards Robyn. "In your books, in your name." The producers close in, documents revealing huge transfers titled Family Restructuring Loan and Coyote Pass Expenses. But rather than land development or payments, the accounts disclose funds being deposited into Robyn's internet business, her personal savings, even checks for her kids' tuition. Robyn's eyes well up with tears, her signature move, but Christine won't let her play victim. "Don't cry. Robyn, this isn't about feeling anymore. It is about math. Numbers don't lie." Kody blows up, pounding his fist on the table, shouting, "You don't get the vision. I did what I had to do to keep this family safe. But Janelle interrupts him, cool and precise. Safe from whom, Kody? Because where I am sitting, you kept Robyn safe and gave the rest of us leftovers. The camera pans to Meri, her arms crossed, her face stone cold. For years, she had been isolated, alienated, pushed aside. Now she was standing with Christine and Janelle, three wives united against Kody and Robyn. The cliffhanger moment of the scene. Christine looks directly at the cameras and says, "This isn't just family drama anymore. This is fraud, and we're not letting it slide." The scene fades to black with a single line flashed on the screen in bold letters. Next week, the courtroom evidence revealed. The camera cuts back in on a close-up of Janelle's face, serene, collected. But her eyes smolder with a fire fans have never witnessed. For years, she was the breadwinner, the one with the reliable paycheck, the health insurance, the retirement fund, the one who humbly kept the family afloat, while others basked in the spotlight. But tonight, her tolerance is exhausted. Janelle swings open her laptop on the table, the screen cluttered with spreadsheets, pay stubs, and decades of tax returns. She talks in the calm authority of one who has lived among the numbers. Here is the reality. Every mortgage payment, every down payment, every tax bill on Coyote Pass. Guess whose money was footing it? Mine. For years, I gave. For years, I made sacrifices. And while I was doing that, Robyn's debts were being cleared out of account of the very same family pot I was pouring into. The producers switched to Robyn, shaking, blowing her nose with a tissue. The sympathy shot, this time though. Fans aren't swallowing it. Janelle isn't heartless, but she is honest. I didn't join to fund your kingdom, Kody. I joined for a partnership. And if this partnership is that I deplete my savings while you and Robyn house yourselves in $1 million palace, that is not partnership, that is robbery. Christine nods, her hand firmly planted on Janelle's shoulder, the solidarity palpable. Meri leans in, her tone clipped more than ever. You were always saying the family pot was holy, Kody, and it turned out to be only holy for you and Robyn. The air in the room is thick with tension. Kody storms back and forth, his face flushed, shouting about loyalty and betrayal. But the wives don't blink. Then Janelle lands the coup de grace face. If you believe we're leaving with nothing, you are mistaken, because we have the evidence. And if the cameras documented all of this, so will the court. The scene cuts with the sound of a door slamming by Kody, his voice ringing out in the background. This family is mine. You can't destroy it. The screen goes dark with the ominous tease. Next week, the judge weighs in. The tension of the episode boils as Christine and Janelle join Meri, the three of them sitting together as they so rarely are. For a change, the original three wives aren't broken. They're together. Meri, generally reserved, finally speaks up. She digs into a folder and distributes papers across the table. Not rumor, not hearsay, but concrete evidence. I've kept records. Every email, every text, every agreement Kody made in the name of the family. Christine leans closer, eyes wide. Janelle adjusts her glasses, reading the lines carefully. And there it is, plain as day. Agreements where Kody promised that Coyote Pass would belong equally to all four wives. Receipts showing that Meri's and Janelle's contributions funded not only the land, but also household debts Robyn brought into the marriage. A shocking transfer slip. Money quietly moved from a shared family account into an account with Robyn's name at the top. The camera cuts to Robyn, who shifts uncomfortably, her face pale. For once the usual tears don't come. She looks trapped. Christine's voice shakes, not with terror but with fury. So all along, while we were taking shortcuts, while we were living from check to check, the money was being drained into Robyn's nest egg. Janelle bangs the table, her voice slicing. This is more than betrayal. This is fraud. Online fans go wild as the words appear on the screen. They've suspected financial favoritism for years, but now the wives are speaking up out loud. The producers get a shot of Kody pacing off, camera in the background, talking under his breath, his normal confidence wavering. The camera cuts tight to his face as he seethes across the room, veins in his temple popping. Meri reclines, her tone even. Kody always said we had one pot. Well, guess what? That pot was poisoned. The screen fades, and in bold letters the teaser appears. Next, Robyn breaks down. But is it real? The producers reduce production in with Robyn center stage, her face flushed, her eyes brimming with tears. The room is charged with tension, sound only from her trembling breathing. I never asked for this, she maintains, holding her chest. I entered into this family with nothing. I was the outsider, all I needed was to fit in. The camera tightens and her mascara running, her lips shaking. It is the iconic Robyn meltdown we all know too well. But this time, Christine is not having it. Christine leans in, her tone cutting. You didn't arrive with nothing. Robyn, you arrived with debt, and we paid for it. Every last cent. Don't stand there and play the victim when you've been profiting from our sacrifices. Janelle nods, her voice icier than ever. You wanted security, fine. But where is us? Where is Meri's security? Where is Christine's? Where is mine? We built this family while you built your safety net. The camera cuts to Kody, his jaw clamped in anger. He grunts, attempting to break in. This is enough. You don't understand Robyn's position. But Meri interrupts him for the first time in years, her voice firm. No, Kody, you don't get our place. We sacrificed everything. Our money, our time, our trust in you. And meanwhile, you were piping it into Robyn's future. Robyn's cries become louder, but the wives' voices cut over them. Christine serves up the knifeline. These aren't tears of guilt, Robyn. These are tears of exposure. You've been exposed. The scene stays on Robyn's face, still, cornered, disintegrating. The audience at home can sense the shift. For the first time ever, the wives have turned the tables. A black screen appears with the words, "Coming up." Kody lashes out, but at who? The room burns. Robyn blots her tears, but the damage is done. The wives are no longer holding back. Kody finally blows his top, his face red, his voice cracking. Think you've been betrayed. Think you've been used. No, I've borne this family. I've sacrificed more than anybody, and if you want war, you've got it. The cameras record Christine and Janelle sharing a glance, not fear but determination. Meri folds her arms, her silence louder than any explosion. For the first time, the wives stand together, not behind Kody, not behind Robyn, but against them. Robyn leans in, barely audible. They're going to ruin everything. The screen goes black, and large print bursts through. Next time, the secret documents surface, and the truth no one was meant to see. The music swells and leaves one with the inescapable feeling that the Brown family's tale has finally become a runaway train. For if these women hold together, Kody and Robyn's empire could finally crumble, and the court of public opinion will issue the sternest verdict to date.